Hey guys, how's it going? I'm making this short video to explain a concept and a hormonal relationship that's going to answer a lot of your questions about the state of estrogen dominance, about why so many women have low testosterone on their testing, and finally, how cortisol plays into this whole big picture. Before I do this, let me ask you a quick question. If you're going to get into your car, would you step on the accelerator and the brake at the same time? And of course the answer is no, you wouldn't do that. And it turns out that our body is similarly built so that it's very efficient in the way that it is utilizing different courses of energy. And what it likes to do is to maintain a good balance between the catabolic processes, these are the ones that break down our tissues to keep us alive, and the anabolic processes, which are building and repairing tissue. Now what I've done is I found a really cool, simple graphic on the internet, and I want you to turn your attention to this right now. So this is the steroid hormone cascade, and you can see that it starts with cholesterol, and then on the right side of this cascade we see the anabolic hormones. This has DHEA at the headwaters, okay? And here's some other hormones that you'll recognize, namely testosterone and estradiol. Now on the other side of the cascade, you'll see it's almost a teeter-totter. We have cortisol, and then we have aldosterone as well. Now when our body is doing well, our stresses are managed, our nutritional state is good, we're not toxic, our gut is doing well, we manage a balance that looks something like this. We have a balanced amount of cortisol and DHEA. But what happens so frequently in modern life is that we ramp up our stress response and we increase our cortisol. And what happens is now this balance looks something like this. So now you can begin to understand how some people who are in a stress-based physiology, regardless of what's precipitating that stress, can be minimizing our anabolic hormones, namely testosterone and estradiol. So the astute out there are going to ask me, wait a minute, Scott, how is it that we get into a state of estrogen dominance? You just got done telling us that we're making less estrogen. And what I want to remind you is that estrogen dominance is not an absolute state or level of estrogen. It's a relationship and it's a ratio. So if you notice here, back on this steroid cascade, here we have progesterone. What happens is when it's being needed to be pulled down into making either cortisol or aldosterone, it's being moved away from producing testosterone and estradiol. Remember that estrogen dominance is a ratio and it's a relationship. So as our progesterone becomes smaller, that ratio increases regardless of the absolute amount of estrogen. And I want to point out one more thing which you'll find interesting, and that is that you'll notice here on the left side of the cascade that our body, in addition to making cortisol, also makes a molecule known as aldosterone. These are our keep us alive molecules. What happens is when we're bitten by a saber-toothed tiger and we start to bleed, our body makes more aldosterone to retain sodium and retain water. But wait a minute, one of the common complaints that I hear is of excess body water, water retention, feeling puffy. This is because as we drive our progesterone into the cortisol part of the cascade, remember this is a teeter-totter, we're moving away from the anabolic hormones, we're retaining water, we're increasing cortisol, and along these lines we're also suppressing the function of our immune system. Hopefully this short graphic has been helpful for you to understand what's going on in your body and why some of these hormonal relationships are taking place. As always, I'm making these videos because I believe that you can be empowered to be the best stewards of your own healthcare. I'd encourage you to go to my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, comment, let me know your thoughts. And as always, I will see you guys in another video. Be well.